Good afternoon. For the KELOLAND Live Doppler Storm Center, I'm meteorologist Scott Munn. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. As we take a look at the forecast today, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, light winds. Temperatures will reach the upper 50s to mid-50s as Rapid City may hit 64 this afternoon. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up as we begin midday in KELOLAND.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
A Sioux Falls daycare business has lost its license. We have an update into the Wildflower Academy investigation.
Today's presidential campaign split screen lands in Texas. I'm Nicole Skanga at the White House with more on why former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are both headed to the Lone Star State.
Good afternoon and thanks for having us in. We have an update this midday to a story we've been following for you all week. South Dakota's Department of Social Services has suspended a Sioux Falls business's child care license. Wildflower Academy closed its doors and contacted parents on Tuesday when police began an investigation into claims that an employee had physically abused a child. KELOLAND News has confirmed the state suspended the center's license the day after the investigation began. DSS says Wildflower Academy's license will remain suspended until the facility is once again in compliance with state standards. A Rock Rapids, Iowa couple is helping grieving parents around the country. After losing their daughter, Oakland, shortly after birth, they started a foundation in her name. Their goal is to help grieving parents cope with the loss of a child.
I would counsel women, like they would come talk to me and they had a loss 10, 20 years ago and I was counseling them and here I had just lost my child months ago. I'd come home from those meetings and I'd say, I don't know what just happened. I don't know where those words came from. And it was very evident that God had a much bigger plan for our life through Oakland.
Find out how the Oakland Foundation is now helping grieving parents all over the country and the founder's close connection to a baby Gabriel who was found at a Sioux Falls Recycling Center in August. That will be a great story. Pivoting now to weather, not a whole lot going on. Feeling pretty seasonable, Scott. Final weekend of October.
Yeah, and it's looking nice. I know we had some thunderstorms yesterday afternoon north and northeast of Sioux Falls. Nice to see that rain move through. Skipped out in the Sioux Falls area. For the most part, I should say. I know on the northern side they had some heavier downpours. In Aberdeen, we have clear skies overhead. Temperature at 46 degrees. Dew point at 33 with a light west wind of 6 miles per hour. We do have some cloud cover across western South Dakota. That's our Rapid City live cam. Temperature at 54 degrees. That south wind gusting to 25. As we look at our satellite, you do notice some clouds, western, maybe central South Dakota. High pressure will keep us dry. That continues to move to the east. As we get on the backside of that, we'll have southerly winds, such as what's going on in western South Dakota. And, of course, those south winds will help us warm as we go through this weekend. Currently 48 in Pierre and Chamberlain, 49. We have 49 in Huron, 48 degrees in Brookings, and 45 in Marshall. Still north winds across eastern South Dakota. And then they do become southerly, central, and western South Dakota. So our forecast for today showing temperatures in the 50s and 60s for afternoon highs, mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions. Forecast for this weekend, we'll go with dry skies, warming temperatures. Sunday will be warmer than what's expected on Saturday. Expect numbers probably in the 60s and 70s for Sunday. Low to middle 60s can be expected for Saturday. And again, this will all happen with dry conditions. I'll have on your KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast coming up.
Sounds good. Thank you, Scott. The White House is rolling out a new initiative to use artificial intelligence to enhance national security as countries all over the world race to harness the power of AI. The White House says it believes there should be an established framework for how to use AI for national security. The new effort makes AI threats from adversaries a top intelligence priority. The directive also calls for managing the risks of AI, especially when it comes to nuclear weapons and monitoring Americans. The race for the White House goes through the Lone Star State today, with both presidential candidates stumping in Texas. While Texas is not a battleground, each candidate is using the visit as part of different approaches to appeal to voters in the final days of campaigning. Nicole Skanga has details from the White House.
Former President Donald Trump is focusing his final pitch to voters on his signature issue, the border.
Kamala's migrant invasion, given to us through gross incompetence, disqualifies her from even thinking about being president. We can't let that happen.
Trump is in Austin today to tape a podcast with Joe Rogan. The comedian has one of the most popular podcasts, especially among men, a demographic Trump has extensively targeted.
Get your husband, Hank. Get the hell out of the couch, Hank. Get up, get that big fat of you. We're gonna go and vote for the president.
Vice President Kamala Harris is also in Texas today, a state her campaign doesn't expect to win, but they're calling it the ground zero of the anti-abortion movement and think highlighting reproductive rights will help them win the battleground states.
1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban.
Harris leaned into star power at last night's rally in Atlanta with Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Springsteen.
I'm casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
She's making the case that Trump is only interested in vengeance, not the people.
It's either Donald Trump in there stewing over his enemies list, or me working for you.
Tonight in Houston, she'll get help from the Beehive when Beyonce joins her on stage. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
Will Nelson and Jessica Alba will also be on stage with Harris tonight, as will Democratic Senate candidate Colin Allred, who's in a tight race to unseat Republican Ted Cruz. If the election were held today, former President Trump would win South Dakota. KELOLAND News teamed up with Emerson College and The Hill to conduct a poll of 825 likely voters. When asked if they'd vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, here's what they said. 35% said they'd vote for Harris, 62% said they'd vote for Trump, and 4% were undecided. Our poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3.3%. You can find the full results of our KELO TV poll online, including South Dakota's U.S. House race. We'll hear what the candidates think of the results tonight on KELOLAND News. And be sure to visit our special Your Local Election Headquarters page. This will give you quick access to several helpful resources, including where to vote, a sample ballot, as well as our recent election-related stories. Still ahead, a star-studded World Series begins tonight. A preview of the matchup between the New York Yankees and the LA